Use the shuffle back. There we are. Good morning, all of you lovely people. It's always lovely to see you at the start of a Monday morning and the start of a week. So today's practice is really a continuation in a way from last week. We are in the depths of winter and it's a beautiful day actually today, isn't it? The sun is out and there's that lovely light I can feel just streaming in through the windows. Um, this is a practice, though, again, of building inner resilience and inner warmth. It can feel at this time of day, this time of year, that it's quite a long time till spring really comes and we get, light just streaming onto us. So yes, we enjoy it when it's here, but this is actually a practice then to build for vitality and to really stoke up our inner batteries. Doing this really with that kindness, setting our intention with kindness. So we really, truly, through each part of the practice, are nourishing ourselves. I can't remember where I read this, but it really struck me. But how you practice on the yoga mat, in a way, is like a metaphor, as anything is, how you do anything, I suppose, any action that one does through the course of a day. But as we are here on the yoga mat, how we practice is really a reflection of how we then practice life, as it were, which struck me as really, well, leading one somewhere to a place where things matter, as it were. And I know meaning is a very fluid concept, but in this hour that we have together, to just really bring then your intention of well-being towards yourself, your intention of compassion towards yourself. And so in this hour, we're cultivating, but also cementing wholesome habits, as it were, which then hopefully stand us in good stead. It's a little jolt, as it were, when other habits maybe become a bit more prevalent, when we're off the mat and we're in a more, how to say, well, life is flowing again. In that forwards direction. So that's where we're going this morning anyway. So we're starting in our comfortable seat. You can just rest your hands on the lap or on the knees as you prefer. And we'll just start by drawing the shoulders back. So you've got a sense of opening into the chest and a lovely squeeze through the backs of the shoulders. Now give yourself a couple of breaths here. It may feel a little bit unnatural. Also maybe a little bit of muscular energy to hold the frame of the body upright. But you'll feel a sense of expanding your lungs out at the front of the chest. And also cultivate a feeling of expansion at the back of the body. And then we're going to breathe out and we're going to take the shoulders around and put a little bend through the elbows so they're on the knees. And tuck the chin into the throat. So here we've got a curve through the spine. And a sense of stretch across the back and the trapezius muscles. And the drawing in of belly to the spine. And take a couple of breaths here, expanding into the back side of the body. Now tilting the spine. So the chest is now drawing forwards. And again, we'll take the shoulders back behind us. We'll draw breath up and through the body here. And then with our out breath, again, we're curving the shoulders forwards. We're tucking chin to the throat. We're opening up the back side of the body. Do one more round of that. Firstly, opening up into the front of the body. When you first arrive, you probably feel quite a strong draw of energy up into the body. That sense of lift away from the sit bones. So for a couple of breaths, you can then balance the weight of the body. So you're relaxing weight down into the sit bones, at the same time drawing up and into the chest. Almost like we're resetting then our focus, so there's balance and harmony within it. We're not just pulling to one sensation. We come into the opposite tilt, shoulders drawing forwards and belly to spine. And here, where there's more of a downward flow here, there's a kind of rotation inwards to the body. We're still lifting up and into the spine, so it's curving up and over. And breathing in, we'll find our way back up and into sitting again. So now let your head drop over to one shoulder. Now the other shoulder will probably want to lift up a little bit. So just looking to relax that down. You can shrug it a little bit, shake it. And when you found that line of opening down the opposite side of the neck to which you're tilting, take a few yes and no nods here. Forwards and backwards. Going easy on the neck. Make sure you're breathing as you do this. Feel the long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. And then, as smoothly as you can, if you now take the neck over to the other shoulder, give yourself a moment to open up this line of opening down the opposite side of the neck, which you're folding. And just relax that shoulder. And when you've opened up and felt that stretch along that side of the neck, then as on the other side, we'll take those few nods of the head forwards and backwards. And then going slowly and smoothly again to find your way to the center line. Now just a little bit of rocking from side to side now, just helping to open up fluidity into the sides of the body. We're just swaying a little bit through the torso from one side and into the other. When you settle into a rhythm, you may want to just shut your eyes and let yourself be guided by the head, releasing to side, and the weight of the head will then just guide the spine and this undulation. Then coming back to your center line. And then from the center line, your hands as a bit of support here as you now start to circle your spine around the pelvis and out behind you. And to start with, we're trying to keep the pelvis glued down, so your knees will want to lift. See if you can keep relaxing weight, relaxing your mind upwards, even as the spine is moving. And transferring weight through the pelvis. And from the one way, we then take the spine the opposite way. Just note where weight will want to lift up. Still holding that steady contact of pelvis to the mat as much as you can. We come back into our center line. And now, just as far as feels comfortable to find a little sensation of opening through the hips, we'll take the hands forwards here for a bit of support. So you can rest up onto the fingertips here, or come down a bit lower. And we'll just forward fold here, down, front of the body. You'll probably feel a bit of sensation and stretch through the glutes and around the back of the hips. Lower spine maybe. You don't want this to be too intense here. So just managing the flow of intensity as the sensation unfurls within the body. And with your next round of breath, we guide the hands back up Breathing in, shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears, and breathing out, releasing them down. Another in-breath to gather up, to lose the neck. You can pause there at the height of the in-breath on this round or the next, and then breathing out. Shoulders will relax. We'll do one more round. Breathe in, maybe pause there for a breath or so, a moment or so. And then we'll breathe out. So guide your knees up towards one another now. And we'll start now coming onto the mat and onto all fours. Just check the L through the index finger into the thumb as you plant your hands down on your all fours. Likewise, just consciously lift up the lower belly to support your lower spine. And then once you're there, we're just going to draw the spine forwards and back, but keeping that engagement of the belly towards the spine as you move. Got a stable then lower back. No sag in the lower spine as far as you can. You can move faster or slower than I'm doing here. But we'll start to coordinate it with the breath. And so breathing out will take the pelvis back. And breathing in will take the pelvis forward. You can go as far or as little as you want in this movement. You can come the whole way forwards, or just a little distance forwards. You can come the whole way back to the heels, and so on. And then from forwards and backwards, we'll start to curve the spine up more, and we'll then start to tilt the belly down towards the mat. But we're still going to, even though now we're tilting the sit bones into cat and cow, we're still keeping our belly engaged here as we move. Breathe out as you curve up and tuck under the sit bones. And breathing in, tilting the sit bones up as the spine travels forward. To both core engagement. Arriving on your fours, tuck the toes under now and a slow rolling up through the knees, keeping that little bend through the knees. So you arrive in our first down dog this morning. And we're going to arrive here with a little bounce through the balls of the feet. Remember last week we were talking about this kidney 1 point on the balls of the feet, which really helps to charge up energy in the body. It's almost like you're drawing energy up from the bottommost point of the body. So we're just bouncing here, activating this. It's a little bounce through the legs. It's very nice to wobble out any tension, especially in the lower spine, legs, or anywhere else you kind of feel a little bit of tightness. A good shape. Keep lifting up through the hands though, straightening up into the spine. And we're taking our breath, slowing it down. And we'll slowly roll the knees forward and down, back to all fours. Excuse me. So just lift the hands if you need to a little bit, just to take off any pressure. Fingers, stretch out the fingers a little bit here. And then we're planting the hands down again engaging the core. And breathing in, right arm will lift up and the left leg will lift out behind you. We're just going to pause here for a moment to build balance. And at the same time, stretching from right fingertips out into the left foot. Big dynamic stretching Keep breathing as you lower both down. Your pelvis sway, maybe a bit from side to side. And then move down into the right foot, right hand, left foot, and we'll lift up the left hand and the right leg. And again, a big dynamic stretch here from left hand down into the right foot. A bit of strength building here to keep that lift up through the body. Both coming down. Again, that little sway through the pelvis. And we'll take the big toe pads together now. And sitting back towards the heels, we'll take the knees apart from one another. And breathing out, we're sliding the hands forward, resting the forehead on the mat. Take your hands a little bit wider. And draw your knees in a little bit if you need to come forwards and down onto the belly. Breathe in, lifting up into a baby cobra. Breathing out, lowering down. Breathing in, take the hands behind you to either sides of the body, and we'll lift up the legs and the chest and the arms. A breath in locust. Breathe out, hands back down underneath the shoulders. You can relax your heels out for a moment here. Then breathing in, another baby cobra, and we'll lift up and back into down dog. Pedal out the legs a little bit in our down dog from side to side. The sense of opening up into opposite hamstrings. Keep a steady pace, steady breath. Looking forwards, both heels lifting and tipping your weight up and onto the hands, your hips as high as you can. We'll step the feet up towards the top of the mat, offering the spine forward, breathing out and folding. Start to lift up to standing and crossing your arms in front of the body. We'll lift them up overhead and breathing out, we're taking them out behind us. It's good to do that from standing a few times. A little bend through the knees, across the arms up over the head, and breathing out, stretching them out behind us. We're going to coordinate with this breath now. Breathing in, we'll lift up. Breathing out, we're going to sharpen this movement with the out breath through the mouth. And you're just going to hold the hands into place in front of the body. So in breath, so lifting up. A little dip through the knees. Up more. Let's find the rhythm now. Well, see, Davis, you may want to put yourself on mute. Breathe in, a couple more. We're going to speed it up. Excuse me while I cough. Now we'll just let the arms swing a couple of times. And slightly kind of get the energy moving in the lungs. Breathing in, we'll lift the arms up now. We're arriving into child. So arriving in your child, you're now going to sway your arms over to, so not child, into chair. Arriving into chair, you're going to sway your arms over to one side. Come back to your center line. Sway your arms over to the other side. Still keep sitting in your seat here as you do this. Then arms can come back to the center line. And we breathe out and the hands will float down in front of the body. We'll straighten the legs for a moment. Now I'm going to take the arms the other way. So hands back into that little fist. Drop down. Breathe in. All the rotation in the shoulder blades here as you do this. Do a couple more. Probably feeling the heat build a little bit here now. And then again, we'll just relax the arms down. Breathe in and arrive back into your chair. Breathing out, you sink lower into your chair. We'll let the hands scan down across, down the front of the body, the belly. We breathe in, we gather up again. We're still sinking low. Breathing out, feel like you're compressing your energy down and into the core. We feel a little bit of burn into the legs, maybe. Last one. Now, settling that energy by standing up again, fingers are pointing down. We'll take our hands into a little diamond shape here. Letting hands rest on the belly and our eyes shutting for a moment. We're settling of energy. Another few breaths. And the next out breath, opening eyes again. We'll let the breath escape through the mouth, a long, soft out breath. Stepping hands up to the front of the mat, feet together. We lift up the balls of the toes and stretch out into the toes. As you do so, make sure you're looking forwards now rather than down. And then we'll guide the toes back to the mat, build an anchor, and we'll lift up the heels, keeping the inner edges of the feet and the legs close together as you can. Anchor back down again. Just feel the whole sole of the feet now in contact with the mat. Then hands releasing from the belly, we'll take a big circle up with the hands. We'll breathe in, arriving in full stretch. And out breath, feeling the downward flow of energy as our hands travel down the front of the body in breath and arrive in forward fold. Off your spine forwards now, you can slide hands up the legs if you prefer it. Or keep fingertips on the mat. Fingers coming down, and we'll step back into down dog. Easing back, thighs towards the belly, towards the thighs. And then breathing in, either the knees coming down, or else just rolling the spine forwards to come into an upwards flow. Either way, feel that sense of weight releasing down through the hands and feet. We're now going to lower down onto the belly. And arriving on the belly, we'll take the in-breath into cobra, and then we'll come back down to the mat. The next in-breath will be taking arms behind you into locust. Legs will lift as the arms and chest lift. Hands underneath the shoulders again. And breathing into another cobra. We'll find our way up and back into down dog. Keep that little bend back into the knees as you arrive in down dog. Breathe in, right leg will lift up. Keep a little bend in your left knee here as you stretch up into the right. Then bend the right knee.
And we open the knee up towards the ceiling. Opening up into hips. Bit of a spinal twist as well in your down dog. Right foot coming back down. Onto the left side now, the little bend for your right knee as left leg stretches up. Give yourself that breath there. And then bending the left knee, and we'll open up the left knee up towards the ceiling. With a hip opener here as well as a spinal twist. You look out underneath the left arm. Left foot comes down, looking forwards, hips lift high, and breathing in, we'll step up to the top of the mat, offering the spine forwards and folding. Root down into both feet. And you're going to wobble to root down firmly as you lift up. Out breath. Hands will arrive back to the heart, elbows out to either side. As you gather energy within you, as your mind settles, start to feel the rise and the fall of your belly beneath your hands. And it's like they're fanning energy, vitality up and into the heart center. Fanning the flames of this inner fire. Sending that warmth up and into the heart from the belly. And then we'll open the hands again in a big circle, stretching skywards. Breathing in. Into another sun salutation, driving down the center line. In breath, offering the spine. You may want to step straight back into plank now, or else into down dog. If you're in down dog, either knees down or roll forwards to the plank. And drawing up into the belly as you lower your way down to the mat. As before, we'll take an in-breath into cobra, coming back down again. Arms out behind you, chest lifts and the legs lift. And we'll take a breath or two into our locust here, balancing the lift of the legs with the lift of the arms and chest. Hands underneath the shoulders, an in-breath into cobra, and from cobra arriving up and back again into down dog. We'll bend right knee now, and holding that bend through the knee, we'll look underneath the right armpit now, accentuating that twisting action through the spine. Rotate onto the other side, bending the left knee, rooting back to your right heel, and the gaze underneath the left armpit. Both heels will come high now. Draw the belly back towards thighs. Breathe in. And we'll step the feet up towards the top of the mat again. Keep the inner edges together with feet and legs as you fold. And then anchor down to your feet so you do feel secure as you come back up again. Big circle up through the arms. Out breath, elbows to the side, hands to the heart. Just a pause here again. We'll go slowly this time, hands in little fists, arms crossing over the front of the body, breathing in, drawing the arms out behind us, and pausing and at the sides of the body. Breathe in this time, come over the back of the body. Breathe out. Arms come back down. Strong fists, that's very purposeful movements here.
There's quite a contraction here, almost tightening, as it were, compressing of energy within the body, pushing up the current a little bit. You can do this with intention. And then we'll release that, spreading that energy we cultivated out through the body. Gain another gentle sun salutation. Letting our chi circulate freely through the body as we forward fold. No rush, no stress as we move. Just moving mindfully through the movement, either to down dog or forwards to plank. Use your knees as you wish. We're all meet in a cobra. Coming back down, we're going to find our way into locust. Gently flowing through, so there's a sense of moving like a river. Following the river of the breath into cobra. And back up and into down dog. Breathe in. We'll step the feet forward. We're off of the spine. And we're forward fold. Anchor down the soles of the feet as you lift up. So you're drawing up through that contact with the earth. Out breath, hands into the heart. And elbows out to either side. There's a little bit of pressure between both the palms here. So this is an active prayer position. Little bend through the knees again, hands into the fists, and we come out and around the back of the body. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in. Lift up the arms, front of the body. Out down the back. Breathe in. Go whatever speed you want. Slower or faster than 90. 3 more rounds. We'll do one more. Take your hands up to the sides of the body, breathe in, and breathe out. We'll stretch the hands out either sides of the body. Fingers are facing up here, and you're stretching out through the palms. Breathe in, draw back in. Breathe out, stretch out. Follow your breath, your speed. We're going to change the breath flow now. So we breathe out now as we stretch out, and we breathe in as we gather up into the core. In breath now, hands coming back in, and out breath. Stretching away. Bringing hands back in. And breathing out this time, stretching up through the soles and the palms of the hands towards the ceiling. Keep the flex through the ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. In, gather in. Out. Stretch out. Keep bending up. Keep out of the body. Down, breathing out, and breathing in. Out, hands out in front, breathing in. Pumping energy up into the heart here, in a fire, in the core, like boiler, warming up, the central channel, from belly to heart. Let that warmth fade through the body. Circulate freely through the body. The hands into the heart here. Just pause here for a moment. And your palms down now. So you straighten your legs. We'll step the feet to hips width apart here. Elbows are out to either side. Little bend through the knees first. There's nothing rigid in this. And we'll just let the elbows now swing from side to side, hands at heart level. Your breath can go freely wherever you want it. The knees kind of twist away from the direction with their torsos turning to, so you don't torque the knees too much. You kind of steady the form, as it were. Going a couple more breaths. Show you're breathing freely. Start to come down. Slowly chill down. Feet hips width apart now, a little bend through the knees, and just a little bit of tapping. Just encourage all this energy we've been cultivating to spread freely through the body. So from over the groins, belly, around the kidneys, at the back of the spine, hands a little fists here. Coming down the back of the legs. And up the bladder channel. The kidney channel here. Come down to the back of the legs again. Knock on the heart now. Really wake it up. We can come down underneath the shoulder blade and the collarbones, across the chest. Come down one side. We come down the inner edge of the arm now, and then up over the outer edge of the arm, over the top of the shoulders. You'll see that a couple of times. Keep the momentum going down the inner edge of the other arm and up the outer edge. You've done that a couple of times, come up the back of the neck. Just take a moment to knock into the occiput, you know, the ridge around the back of the skull. Up and hold lots of tension up in our heads. Go gently over the face. Temples, forehead, and over the top of the skull. We'll bring your hands together now. Get a bit of warmth between the hands. We just want to smooth all of that out now. The yin massage. Come over the top of the skull, the face, round the back of the neck, smoothing out our energy field now, going over the front of the body, out both arms. focus on the abdomen, round the back, kidneys, and down the backs of the legs, and up the inner channels of the legs. Do that another time. And then we'll just come to rest here for a moment in standing, feeling the vibration of the body. And settling our energy with the hands pointing down, the eyes shutting, hands just in front of the belly. Just encouraging our energy to settle earthwards. Energy to ground us, stabilize us. Connect us with earth. So then, as we touch the light inside us, this heart light, our feet are still firmly on the earth. Your hands into little fists now. And breathing in a slow opening up through the arms. Easing into a gentle back bend here. Breathe out, draw both elbows together and pull them back out behind you, like you're pumping energy up through the body again. Elbows will lift into a cactus back bend. And bringing the breath into the equation now, we're breathing fully. And we're going to breathe out through the mouth, a ha, H-A-A, out breath. We'll do that a couple of times. Say 2 more. Hands coming to the small of the back and supporting the small of the back as the chin lifts up. And we'll just open the jaw here. And the breath flow quite freely through the body. And breathing out, arriving back in an upright position. And just enjoy these moments of standing, eyes shut, feeling your energy wrapping around the frame of the body. And the knowing of your energy flow. However, this is flowing in this breath. Noting how this flow of energy, flow of our vitality, animates the vehicle of the body and mind, weaves itself into all these mirror-formed shapes and sensations and forms. This continuous work of art. creation of our lives. Breathing in, we lift hands up to the heart, and we'll take a step, lifting the left leg and stepping it out to the side, toes pointing away above. You may want to rotate your back foot in a little bit so you've got balance. And breathing in, stretch away. And breathing out, we gather back towards us. And starting breathing in, stretching away. And gathering back in. A sense of offering out with the in-breath. And a gathering back into source with the out. We're just finding balance between these two parts of the breath. Balance on many levels. Give out, sit back. And start to lift heels as you reach forward, the back foot, and the toes as you draw back in towards you on the front. And mutuality. Such a word. Mutuality. Breathing out and in, giving, receiving. We rotate feet and we come onto the other side now. Finding your flow, either slower pace or fast step. Smoothness of your breath. It says we build up this inner heat ash in the boiler of the body. And lots of what we've been doing is quite purging out breaths through the mouth. It's almost then like we're refining our vitality, smoothing it out. You think when you mine into the earth, you bring out a gem or a stone, rock, then you polish the surface to make it into something quite precious. Coming back to the center line, and hands from the heart. Press downwards now. We're going to come down onto the mat now. So you can bend your knees and come down for a squat. Just come right down onto your seat. We all arrive on our seat. We stretch the legs out in front of us. In breath, we'll see us lifting our arms up above us. And just let that little sway into the spine here. Little reminder, it's intuitive, dynamic flow within the body. However, our thought patterns may become quite linear at times, a bit repetitive. That source, our energy is like water. Breathe in, gather up, and we forward fold for a few breaths. Hands can come to rest wherever you want in the body. If you tend to feel a bit of tightness and then you may constrict a bit in that forward fold, you keep that sense of sway moving through the body. We said at the beginning, keep checking in with how we're living our practice, as it were. Just checking in, that touch of compassion to our bodies. Maybe a bit stiff or achy or a bit creaky here or there on this Monday morning in winter time. Not expecting too much from our bodies. Letting ourselves be without really any pressure of having to perform or do anything in any particular way. So take feet now into a butterfly shape, quite a wide diamond shape there. You can bring your hands over the tops of the toes. And from the tops of the toes, you may want to massage into your kidney point, that mid-spring point, which is just on the sole of the foot. And maybe you've got the ball of the foot, and just underneath there, that point we've been connecting to the earth. So your thumbs kind of fit into it here really nicely. So as long as as well as doing a little bit of a forward fold, reach forward with your spine. You can also just nourish this point, bubbling spring point on the kidney meridian line, which helps to balance the flow of water, the water element within the body. Water being representative or holding flow of our emotions. So balance, steady course, like a smoothly flowing river. When out of balance, it can dry up our emotions. We become numb and cold, fearful, unable to move forwards. Whilst the opposite extreme, a bit like a tidal wave, our emotions kind of surge, they flow a bit out of control, like a torrent. Emotions, it takes us over, strikes. In this midpoint, we're just encouraging the energy flow. It's smooth, graceful. Find that inner ease within our minds, and to nourish that within our bodies, in the story of our bodies. We'll come back up to sitting here now, and we're now going to come down onto the mat. We're all rest here, lying on the mat, with just a little bit of rocking from side to side. Just easing out into the lower spine from that forward fold. Arms coming out to the sides. So just take a gentle twist with knees together to one side. And yourself rest in this twist. Finding your way back to center line, over to the other. And we'll all meet back in the center line. And from here, we'll stretch your legs out. You may want to have hands either sides of the body. You may want to place them on the body. Letting yourself enjoy, soak up these few moments of stillness. Taking rest.
full of breath. And either breathing out fully through mouth or nose. From here, start to bring a little bit of movement into your body. And transition back up to sitting. Slowly give yourself a few breaths to arrive back up into a seat. And we all arrive there in a comfortable seat. And bring hands up to the heart. You just rub the palms together. And you've got a little bit of warmth in the hands. Just smooth the hands over their face and the scalp. A little bit of a yin massage again, just to smooth out any energy, thing that may still be a little bit ruffled through the body. But you can imagine you're just kind of smoothing out the surface of your energy field, as it were, with your hands. You come over the belly, polishing our energy field. Come over the knees and the legs. And then just flicking the hands, shaking the wrists down the other way. And then we breathe in. And lift up to the heart. And our hands can come into prayer here. Moment of pausing, connecting to ourselves. And into the heart, bringing whatever intention you wish to move forwards, making your life practice what really matters to you. And bowing forwards and releasing your practice out into the universe with a sigh. Namaste. Thank you.